Yo, what's going on, people? Welcome back to another stream, man. How we doing? Good to see people. Who we got in the chat today? Let me just get rid of this. I've got the stream open twice so I can hear myself in it. And let me turn that down a little bit. There we go. Who we got in here, man? Yo, we got Nam, we got Guffar, we got Infidel, yes, K1, Cronenberg, Sam Martin, Nick Delorio, Lee Johnston, Zohib, Neil, Paul Blue, Oasis, Luke, Marshy Boy, Mwazadinho, Football X Edits, Total Shambles, that's a good name, man. Dennis, yes, is here. Kidbats Kid, Labib, Beyond Belief, Darcy, Halo, loads of people in, man. I can't go through everyone's name as always, but big up to everyone that's in, man. As we go through the player ratings. Yesterday was a mad day, wasn't it? A mad day of emotion. Manchester City getting a huge win against Newcastle. Only Newcastle's third defeat in the Premier League season this season, so it's a massive win. And then obviously we're all buzzing. I didn't watch Arsenal actually because it wasn't on TV and I was in the pub, but you hear the news coming through, Bournemouth 1-0 up, 2-0 up, and you're thinking, geez, could they do something? And you're then thinking they're probably still going to win this game, Arsenal. I actually checked the bookies odds at the time, 6-1 Arsenal were to win at 2-0 down, and I was gonna lob a few quid on it, but I had no money in the betting account, so I couldn't be bothered depositing cash, and then the news comes through 2-1, and I'm thinking, fuck's sake, I should have put that money, should have put some money on it, and it's 2-2, and then of course, again, last minute goal, Reece Nelson gets the goal, a sickening way to watch your title rivals win the game, but thankfully I wasn't actually watching it, so it wasn't as bad, but yeah, we got our job done, and that's the main thing, and we're looking a lot better now, and we just got to focus on ourselves, and of course, you have to look at Arsenal games, because we need Arsenal to drop points, so it's not just a case of, let's just watch ourselves and not watch Arsenal. You kind of have to keep an eye on Arsenal, because we need them to drop points. However, we just keep focusing on ourselves, keep on winning games. That's 3 matches in a row now that we've won the game. Remember, we've not won 4 matches in a row all season, so our next match against Crystal Palace, statistically, we shouldn't be winning that game, but hopefully we can go there. It's a difficult place to go and get the W. But of course, this stream today, we're going to be doing the player ratings, guys. As always, I'll be going through the player stats here. Let me get the stats up, and we can have a look, because I think there's some top performers, and maybe a couple of players that maybe look a little bit out of it at the moment. But before we get into it, as always, make sure you guys have dropped a like on the stream. We need to get to 100 likes. In fact, I think we've just got to 100 likes right now, so let's try and go for 200. Hit that thumbs up button. There's over 200 people in the chat, so there's no reason we shouldn't be able to do it. Make sure you subscribe to the channel as well if you're new. And of course, if you want to help support the channel, then you can become a YouTube channel member, like all the people with a loyalty badge in the chat. We'll be doing some watch-alongs this week for the Champions League. They're usually either locked off or it'll be a members-only chat. So if you want to help support the channel, really good way of helping support me and Jordan grow this channel, then you can become a YouTube channel member. Right, with all that said, let's get into the player ratings. Ederson played the 90 minutes yesterday, made 2 saves, 2 punches, 1 run out which was successful, 1 save from inside the box. He had 31 passes, misplaced 7, and all 7 of those were long balls. 2 clearances made there as well, 2 aerial duels won, and there, Ederson's stats. You know what? Okay, didn't have too many saves to make, but he's never going to have too many saves to make. I actually thought he did really well yesterday. He came out a few times, punched like balls away from corners, as you can see by the stats, so I just read out. Made a couple of saves, not difficult saves, but made a couple of saves nonetheless. Good on the ball. And I thought there was only one moment really when he came out to collect a ball, didn't have full control on it, and then got dropped. That was the only real one worrying sign. But I thought he actually had a good game yesterday against a really aerial, focused opposition in Newcastle United. And he did relieve pressure a couple of times. So I thought he was actually pretty good yesterday. So I'm going to give him a little bit of a higher rating than I normally do. I'm going to give him a 7.7. I thought he did quite well yesterday. You guys are in the sort of 7s to, again, 8s. Not seen anyone below a 7. I've not seen any over an 8. Joseph says distribution was embarrassing. I mean, he misplaced 7 passes. So I don't think it was that bad. And they were all long balls, 77% pass accuracy. Out of 21 long balls, he completed 14 of them. So again, I always say that if so long as the misplaced passes are long balls, I don't really have too much of an issue with it. And they were all long balls, so for me, maybe a little bit harsh that. But yeah, I've gone for a 7.7. The Xtra Club have gone for a 7.3. And yeah, you guys in the chat are all sort of between sort of 7s and 8s, with a couple of people saying a 6. But I do think that's a little bit low. Yeah, good performance from Ederson, I thought, yesterday. Let's move on to Kyle Walker in the defence then. Yesterday played 90 minutes in the game, made 3 clearances, 1 interception, got dribbled past twice. He won 2 out of his 4 ground duels, didn't win his only aerial duel. Lost possession 16 times, 77% pass accuracy out of 53 passes, 1 cross unsuccessful, 5 long balls, 2 successful. I did relatively okay. I don't really think Anthony Gordon did much, to be honest. I thought Anthony Gordon was pretty poor in the game. Didn't really make Kyle Walker need to do anything like sort of major defensively. But I think when Kyle Walker was called upon, I thought he did his job well. I think this is definitely his best football that he's been playing all season. Obviously, at the beginning of the season, I thought he was very poor. Maybe he was a little bit unfair because we was asking him to invert, which he can't really do. He did invert a few times yesterday, but for the main, sort of just played in that sort of flat back 4 sort of situation. And yeah, I think this is the best football Kyle Walker's been playing, and it's really good because you've got options now. You've got options. You've got Rico Lewis who can come on and invert if you want him to do that. Or you can play Kyle Walker if you're more defensive focused. You just want to keep a solid defence, which I think probably is the way to go now for the rest of the season. With the introduction of John Stones or Laporte, I would add into the centre-back positions. Then, yeah, I think that's the way to go. But definitely his best football he's played all season. I'm going to give him... What should I give him? I'm going to give him a 7.4. I'm going to give him a 7.4. Yeah, I think that's fair. Like I say, it's kind of difficult to give him like high rating because he didn't really have that much defending to do. And yeah, he only had 1 cross to put in, and he did everything right on the cross. He just drilled it across the box, which is what I'm looking for. Unfortunately, it didn't beat the first man, but I'd rather Kyle Walker do. I don't want Kyle Walker to be doing crosses into the back post. I want him to do it because he's not got that in his locker. I'd rather him just absolutely smack it inside the box and hope something happens. So yeah, I'm gonna give him sort of like that figure, 7.4, something like that. The Xtra Club have given him a 7.2, and looking at your ratings, I'm looking at sort of. Yeah, maybe I'm a bit low actually on the rating because quite a lot of you actually going a little bit higher than me. 7.5, a few 7.7s. But still a few also just like 7.2, 7.3. So yeah, between 7 and 8 again. I think that in that sort of region there. Big up to Mudtastic for the 79 donation. Thank you very much, bro. Thanks for the super chat, bro. I appreciate that, man. But yeah, good performance from Kyle Walker. Now, this is the man that I've wanted to speak about since I started the stream. And there's a few other players I want to sort of speak about. But this guy in particular, Ruben Diaz, played the 90 minutes in the game yesterday. Listen to these stats. Listen to these numbers. 4 clearances, 1 block shot, 2 interceptions. He won 2 out of his 2 ground duels. He won 1 out of his 2 aerial duels. He had an 88% pass accuracy off of 74 passes, 8 long balls, and 2 of those were successful. This guy, since he's come back into our team, has transformed our defence. He has transformed it. He's transformed it into a defence that was vulnerable, weak, spineless. I'm throwing out those strong words because that's what I believe. That's what I believe. He's come back into the team since his injury. We look solid at the back. We look mean. We look aggressive in our defending. He's all over Callum Wilson. He gave Callum Wilson absolutely nothing yesterday. The only chance he really had was when he peeled off Akanji. That was not Diaz. I thought Diaz was absolutely fantastic yesterday, yet again. Defensively solid, defensively aggressive. And I tell you what, if we are going to win this Premier League, which, hopefully we will, we're not that far behind Arsenal, we need him to be fit. We need him to be fit because if you look at sort of John Stones and Laporte, nice on the ball, both decent at defending, right? But they're not very aggressive, yeah? You've got Akanji, who's our 4th or 5th choice. He's okay, you know what I mean? But you're never going to win league titles, in my opinion, with him in the back all the time. If he's your main centre-back, which he kind of has been. He kind of has been because we've been playing this sort of inverted 3 with Ake, Akanji and whoever else at right-back. And then you got Ake, who's brilliant, but he's not really playing at centre-back. He's been playing left-sided centre-back or left-back, as he did yesterday. Ruben Diaz gives us that aggression in the defending. He gives us that leadership. We believe that we're not going to concede goals when Diaz is on the pitch. I said yesterday 2-0. I thought we'd keep a clean sheet from the off. I said I think we'll keep a clean sheet. I don't think Newcastle United will score. Now in the end, they probably should have actually scored. But the belief the thing that you need to understand is it's the belief that we're going into games. Maybe some of you still aren't. That's fine. Maybe it will take a little bit more time. But I'm going into games now thinking, you know what? We can keep a clean sheet with Ruben Diaz at the back. We should have kept a clean sheet in the Forest game. We kept a clean sheet yesterday. So he's transformed our defence. Absolutely incredible. So, look, I'm going to go player rating for Ruben Diaz. I think he was outstanding. I'm going to give him... I'm going to give him 8.9. I'm going to give him 8.9. I thought he was absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And I think 8.9 is a fair score. A lot of your ratings, 9s. I've seen 8.5. 8.3 is the sort of lowest that I'm seeing. A few people in the... a few people in 9.5s, man. That's a high rating. That's a high rating. I'm gonna give him an 8.9. I thought he was fantastic. The Xtra Club given an 8.3. I think that's a little bit low. I thought defensively was absolutely brilliant yesterday. I really do. So yeah, that's where I'm at with Mr. Ruben Diaz. Let's talk about Mr. Consistent. I think we should start calling Ake Mr. Consistent because that's exactly what he is. Nathan Ake yesterday played 90 minutes in the game, 6 clearances, 1 block shot. Didn't have any ground duels to make, but he did win 1 out of his 3 aerial duels. 89% pass accuracy, 2 crosses unsuccessful, 2 long balls unsuccessful. So to be honest with you, the stats don't really, he made 6 clearances and 1 block shot. The stats don't really say much. However, let's do the eye test because Nathan Ake yesterday made 1 absolutely crucial block from a Sean, I think it's called Sean Longstaff shot. Pretty sure it's called Sean. Chat, is it called Sean? I think it's called Sean. That Longstaff shot, which he threw his body in front of. Who knows if Ederson would have saved it. Absolutely brilliant. Pretty much saved us a goal there. Pretty good defensively. I thought he handled Almiron quite well. Almiron was a tricky player, but I think he handled him quite well. Again, he looks like he's improved going forward on the ball. I thought it was absolutely brilliant yesterday. Again, Mr. Consistent. And let me tell you something now. Without a shadow of a doubt, if Erling Haaland had not scored 33 goals this season, Nathan Ake would be my player of the year if I had to vote now. 100% without a shadow of a doubt. He has been phenomenal. In my honest opinion, the only game where I thought he did poor was Liverpool away. I didn't think he particularly did well in that game. Was it away game? Or was it the cup game? I can't remember which one it was. But anyway, that was the only game that I think he did poorly in. Every other game, I think he's been brilliant. I think he's been so consistent, defensively solid. And this is one thing that, okay, yeah, his build-up play's not the best. He's not the best on the ball or whatever. He's improving that. But I'd rather have that solid base, I think. I have flip-flopped. People will be like, oh, you're a flip-flop, LB. I have flip-flopped. I have flip-flopped a lot this season. But I think I've flip-flopped a lot this season because of the way we've played. Comments that Pep Guardiola has made. Pep Guardiola, when he made those comments after the Tottenham game, completely changed my opinion on everything. I was dying for Laporte to come back in. I was even asking for Sergio Gomez to come back in at one point. I didn't want Ake. I didn't want these players who couldn't do the build-up. Then, all of a sudden, Pep Guardiola says, I'm picking players who actually want to be here, who actually want to fight for the badge. And then I flip-flopped. I was like, yeah, you know what? Fuck it. I want that as well. And I flip-flopped a lot with Nathan Ake this season. But right now, I'm in that position where I want Nathan Ake in the team. I personally believe that we should continue to run this back 4, swap out Akanji for either Laporte or Stones, and just be solid at the back. And you're still going to be okay. You'll be okay building up. You'll have John Stones or Laporte in there, which will help. Okay, you're not going to get much from Kyle Walker and Ake going forward. Diaz is okay. He's not the best day, but he's okay. But at least it gives you a solid base. At least it gives you a solid base to work from. And if you stop conceding goals, then you only need 1 or 2 chances in a game and you can win the match. And I think we kind of showed that yesterday. We didn't create loads of opportunities yesterday, but we kept that clean sheet and we won the game. I think that's what we need to be looking to do now. I thought it was brilliant again, Nathan Ake. I give Diaz an 8.9. I thought Diaz was probably better than Ake, so I'm going to give Ake an 8. I'm going to give him an 8.6. Which may be a bit high, I don't know, possibly a bit high, I'm not sure. Some of you might say it's high, some of you might say it's low. But I thought he was brilliant. I thought he was absolutely fantastic. And he has been all season. He's been really, really good. Big up to Nathan Ake, man. Mr. Consistent. And as I said, if it wasn't for Haaland's goals, he'd be my player of the year without a doubt. The Xtra Club give him an 8.7. Okay, so I'm not actually too far away from that. So that's fair. And you guys are kind of ranging from the 8.4s up to 9.2 I've seen, a 9.3. I think a 9.5 is, I think that's probably a little bit high for me personally, but that's kind of where we're at, in the high 8s, early 9s. So yeah, brilliant. And a couple of people saying Ake was the man of the match. So there you go. That's how highly people rate him. Right, let's continue. And let's move now into the midfield. And let's start off with Rodri, who played 90 minutes in the game yesterday. Got an assist, which I think was for the Foden goal. He must have passed it to Foden. Although, Foden did all the work. 91 touches, 80 passes, misplaced 8 of those. That's a 90% pass accuracy. 1 key pass in the game. 4 long balls, 3 successful, 1 big chance created. 3 dribble attempts, 2 successful. He won 6 out of his 9 ground duels. And he won his only aerial duel of the game as well. Made 3 clearances, which were probably all headers from corners. I think that's probably something that maybe people might not assign a lot of value to yesterday. However, he did win a few headers in the penalty area for corners, which was crucial because Newcastle United are very, very good and very strong in the air, as we found out yesterday, very early on. I thought he was brilliant. I forgot Akanji. Did I forget Akanji? Fucking hell. I'll do Akanji after Rodri then. Yeah, I thought he was brilliant. I thought it was a really good performance from him. Defensively, very solid. Won all his ground duels by 1, which is great. Won a lot of headers for corners, which was great. Very nice performance from him. Very steady. I'm going to give him a... You know what? I'm going to give him an 8.4. I'm giving him 8.4 because I think he deserves that little bit higher than an 8 for me, just because winning those headers in the penalty area is crucial. And breaking up play in the middle of the park, which he did very well, again, was very, very crucial. So maybe some people might think that's a little bit high, but I'm gonna do that. I think that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at with it. The Xtra Club give him an 8. So yeah, a little bit lower than where I was at. Right, let's go back to Akanji. Honestly, I completely... Did I not do Akanji? Okay. I mean, I believe you. If you say I don't do Akanji, then I don't do Akanji, then let's do Akanji. How did I not do Akanji? I must have just completely... I definitely have an agenda against this guy. Manuel Akanji yesterday played 90 minutes in the game, 2 clearances, got dribbled past 3 times, 3 ground duels, didn't win any of them, 1 aerial duel, did win that one though, 55 passes, 87% pass accuracy, 5 long balls, 1 successful. Stats don't really do him any justice, stats are poor, but he had an alright game. Don't really remember him. He had an alright game. I mean, he did get peeled off, I think, for one of the big chances that they had. I can't remember which one it was now. But I thought he played alright. I think it was alright. I think it was alright, wasn't he? Got skinned by Isaac. He did get skinned by Isaac. Yeah, he got absolutely murked by Isaac. But I think he was okay. I don't think he was bad, I think the stats sometimes make you look better than you are. So stats sometimes make you look worse than you are. And I think that, yeah, the stats probably make Akanji look worse than he was. I thought I did okay, guys. And again, I say this, and it's not, honestly, it's not an agenda. People think I have an agenda against Akanji. It's not. I'm a realistic guy. Akanji's not a starting player for a Premier League title challenging team. He's not a starting player. I don't even think he should be a 3rd choice. I think he's a 4th or 5th choice, and he's a very, very good 4th or 5th choice. I think he played all right yesterday. I don't know. I think it was 7.6, 7.7. Thought, he did get skinned by Isaac. I'm pretty sure one of the chances that they had, he could have done better on. He made a poor pass towards the end of the game. I think he was looking for Bernardo, got intercepted, but which could put us under a bit of pressure. But I think he played all right. I'm going to go for like a 7.6, 7.7. Played okay. But there we go. Honestly, I don't have an agenda against Akanji. I know some people think I do. I don't. I'm just realistic, I don't think he's a 1st choice starter. I don't think he's a starting player for this team. I don't think he's a 3rd choice player for this team. But for a 4th or 5th choice, I think he's a very good option. We got him for 15 million quid. Great purchase, great price. Happy, very happy. Right, okay, let's... the Xtra Club, by the way, give him an 8.3. I think that's a little bit low. I think that's a little bit high, sorry for me. I don't think he's... I don't think it was an 8.3 performance, but there we go. Right, let's continue with the midfield then. Let's have a look. Where are we at with this? There we go. Ilkay Gundogan. Okay, let's do Ilkay Gundogan. 90 minutes played, 45 passes, only 4 misplaced. That's a 91% pass accuracy. 2 crosses, both unsuccessful. 3 long balls, 2 unsuccessful. 2 shots off target. 1 dribble attempt, which was successful. 1 big chance missed. You guys will have to remind me about that. Was that the header? Nah, I don't think that was a... I don't think he... I mean, he could have scored it, but, having watched the replays, I don't think he was ever going to score it in that position. I think he needed to be further back, because if you look at it, when he's at the top of his leap, the ball hits like the top of his head, so he can't get over the ball. The only way he's going to be able to get over the ball is if he's further back. So in that actual position, I don't think he could have scored. Could he have been further back? Yeah, but obviously that's just... He doesn't know the ball's going to be higher than he expected. So I wouldn't call that a big chance missed, personally. 4 ground duels, 3 successful. 1 aerial duel, unsuccessful. Lost possession 7 times. 1 clearance. And they're the stats from Ilkay Gundogan. How did he perform yesterday? I mean, I think he was pretty tidy, wasn't he? He was a tidy player. Didn't really do much in terms of... Didn't really create much. I think that the front 3 kind of did that on their own yesterday. Grealish, Haaland, and Foden really linked up quite well yesterday. I think it was just a standard game. I don't know. I would say, was it a great performance though? I don't know if it was a great performance. I wouldn't say it's Agastia Bal. Was it a great performance? I wouldn't say it was a great performance. I think it was a good performance, tidy performance. Didn't do anything wrong. Didn't do anything spectacularly well. Just kind of a chill game for Ilkay Gundogan, I think. He missed a bunch of passes in behind that could have been better. Yeah, but as I said in the watch-along though, Thomas, you are right, but as I said in the watch-along, those passes are difficult, and more likely than not, they are going to fail when you're playing the ball in behind. Because one, they're very difficult. You've got the goalkeeper, you've got a defender, and usually you've got another defender because you're threading the ball in between 2 players. So you've actually, it's basically a 3-on-1. So usually those passes were going to fail anyway. And at least he tried. Yeah, at least he tried. I'm going to say, I think he did quite well. Played nice, kept the ball pretty chill. I'm going to give him, in that sort of, yeah, I might maybe go for 7.7 again. A bit like Akanji, just a chill game. Didn't do anything majorly wrong, didn't do anything great. Just chill game, kept the ball, kept it ticking over. And to be fair, allowed the front players to do their thing. He tried to play the ball in behind for Haaland, as people are saying in the chat. He allowed the front players to do their thing. And it didn't get in the way of Grealish, which sometimes he does get in the way of Grealish. He didn't really do that yesterday as well. Kept the ball quite tidy. So I'm going to give him a 7.7. The Xtra Club give him a 7.2. Understand it. Probably a little bit low for me. And you guys in the chat again from sort of like 7s. I'm seeing a few 8.5s, man. I think that's a little bit high in my honest opinion. I think 8.5 is too high, man. But there we go. Right, another player that people want to talk about. Kevin De Bruyne, yesterday. 75 minutes. And we're going to have a proper conversation on this now. 75 minutes. 33 passes with a 73% pass accuracy. 3 key passes. 1 cross. 7 crosses, 1 successful. 2 long balls, 1 successful. 1 shot off target, 1 shot blocked. 2 dribble attempts, both successful. He won 5 out of his 9 ground duels. Lost possession 17 times. Made 1 clearance and got dribble passed twice. Okay, right. This is my honest opinion on Kevin De Bruyne. Something's not right. Something's not right with Kevin De Bruyne. I'm getting, like when Phil Foden went through the period recently when he was like not really doing much on the pitch, and we were like, what's going on? Something's happening. I'm getting that kind of vibe. However, the one big difference between what Phil Foden was doing in that period where he wasn't doing much to what Kevin De Bruyne is doing now, where Kevin De Bruyne's on the pitch, I don't think something's right. Something's definitely not right. Is he still creating chances? He created a bunch of chances against Forest. He was poor against Forest, but he created 2 clear opportunities that we should have scored from. He created a big chance yesterday for Erling Haaland, which I think Erling Haaland should have scored with a header where he just needs to find the goal. I think he should have scored that. So that should have been the back of the net, and that would be a Kevin De Bruyne assist. So, in sort of a summary conclusion, I don't think something's not right here in my view. I don't know what it is. Has he got an injury? Has he got an injury that he's sort of playing with? Is he fatigued? Whether that be physically or mentally fatigued. Kevin De Bruyne has played an incredible amount of football over the last 2 years. It's ridiculous. Is he mentally fatigued? Is he physically fatigued? I'm Has he had a problem with the players or the manager? Is something going on in his personal life? Nobody knows. But I don't think I think something's not quite right with what I'm seeing. But he's still creating chances. He's still creating chances that we should be putting in the back of the net. So that's what I think personally about Kevin De Bruyne. I don't think something's right. I think something's not right. But he's still doing his job in terms of creating chances. And it's just the energy. I'm not getting that energy from him. I feel like I don't know. I feel like he's kind of playing with the handbrake on. You know, that's what I feel. I feel like he's playing with the handbrake on, but he's still a very, very powerful car, and therefore he's still doing what he needs to do in certain positions, still creating chances, but he's just not doing it as well as we might have seen in previous times. So that's my own opinion. That's my own opinion on it. And I guess there'll be a lot of people who want to protect Kevin De Bruyne, and I understand it, but that's my view. Let's have a look at what you guys are saying in the chat on this. $7.5. 5.5 from Cronenberg. Beyond Belief says KDB will be okay. He'll be back to his best. Back him. Oh, I do back him, and I do back him. That doesn't mean that I wouldn't necessarily take him out of the team for certain games. Yeah, I mean, player rating. Okay, so there's two ways that you can kind of look at Kevin De Bruyne right now. You can go, okay, let's rate his performance. His performance wasn't great. Let's give him a poor rating. Or you can just say, Kevin De Bruyne, even though Kevin De Bruyne's not playing well at the moment, your job is to create chances. If you create chances, regardless of how poor you play, regardless of anything else, that's your job. He did that against Forest. He created chances against Forest. We didn't score them. Our fault. He created a chance yesterday for Haaland. He didn't score him. Our fault. So whilst he's not playing the best, he's still doing his fundamental job. His job in that team is to create chances for the players. And he did that yesterday. He created a chance for Haaland, which should have been in the back of the net. He did it against Forest. Didn't score it. Dave Tim with a member chat says he seems not as passionate as before. I don't know what it is, Dave. I mean, there's loads of things that it could be. I don't know if it's passion. I don't know if he's tired. Don't know. For me, I'm going to give him a 7.3. I'm going to give him a 7.3. I actually think that I'm trying to give him the benefit of doubt in the sense that I believe that his job in that team is to create chances. If he creates chances and he plays poorly, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt and say, well, that's his job. And other people might look at it and go, I don't care how many chances he creates, he's not playing well. But his job is to create chances, and he did that yesterday. Haaland should have scored that header. If you look back at it, he should have scored. World-class strikers score that header. So I'm going to give him a 7.3. I realise that some of you might think that's quite high, but in my opinion, if he's creating chances, is that not what he's there to do? The Xtra Club have given him a 6.2. I'm seeing lows of 5.5s, highs of like 7.5s. I'm not seeing any more than 7.5. Well, Javi, he didn't create chances. He created one chance, but that's his job. His job is to create chances, and he created a chance that should have been in the back of the net. He's not going to create 5 clear-cut opportunities against the best defence in the league. It's not going to happen. He's not going to put it on a plate 5 times in a match against Newcastle United, who up until yesterday had only conceded 13 goals against the rest of the Premier League, if you exclude City. That's not going to happen. If you went into that game yesterday thinking Kevin De Bruyne's going to create 4 chances, well, that's never going to happen. His job yesterday was to create a chance. He did that. He created a chance. He created a chance for Erling Haaland. He put it on a plate. Should have scored. Yes, okay, his performance wasn't great, and that's reflected in my score. I think I've given the lowest rating out of the team that I've done so far. So you can't say I'm being too generous. I've given the worst rating of the team. But I don't think I can go down to the 6s and the 5s. I just don't. Not when he created a big chance, which should have been in the back of the net. If he didn't create a big chance yesterday, then yeah, maybe I would have been lower. Maybe I would have been somewhere in the 6s. But he did, and that's his job. So, but I agree, something's not right, and I don't know what it is. And hopefully, maybe, is it fatigue? The guy's played so much football recently in the last couple of years. It's been absolutely ridiculous. Does he need an extended period of time off? Look at Ruben Diaz. Ruben Diaz played a lot of football. He got injured, comes back. Pep Guardiola says, you're not playing for a couple of weeks. Even though he was fit. Even though Ruben Diaz was fit, he didn't play him for a couple of weeks. He left him on the sidelines for a couple of weeks. And we were all obviously saying, why is he not playing? Why is he not playing? Why is he not playing? Gives him that extra little bit of time, that extra little bit of recovery, that little bit more mental clarity, that he's not just fired back into the team. And look at him now. Does Kevin De Bruyne need a couple of weeks out of the team? Just to sort of recover and say, look, Kev, you just have 2 weeks. Sort yourself out. Relax. You know what I mean? Have a couple of spa days. Maybe take the family out. Go Disneyland. You know what I mean? Have a little bit of a chill. And then come back in a couple of weeks when we need you. And let's fire. I don't know what he needs. I don't know what it is. Does he need to play every game? Does he need to be captain? I don't know. This is the thing. I don't know what it is. Right, let's continue. Let's move into the attacking three. Honestly, guys, I thought all three of them were absolutely brilliant. Where should we start? Should we start with Grealish on the left or should we start with Foden on the right? Let's start with Grealish. Played 90 minutes in the game. 50 passes. Only 4 unsuccessful. That's a 92% pass accuracy. 3 key passes in the game. 1 big chance created. 2 crosses, 1 successful. 1 shot off target. 2 dribble attempts were successful out of 4. He won 11 out of 15 ground duels. He won 1 out of 2 aerial duels. Lost possession only 11 times. Won 6 fouls in the match. And yeah, that was Jack Grealish's stats from yesterday. I thought he played well again yesterday. Yeah, I thought he played well again. This is the best form we've seen Jack Grealish in now, this sort of last month or so, since he's been at the football club, in my honest opinion. I think he's starting to influence games. I think he's linking up well with players in the team. I think him and Ake are starting to get a little bit more of an understanding of one another. I think Gundogan is helping out here as well, because no longer Gundogan is... you've seen a lot of times last year and beginning part of the season, you'd see Cancelo, Gundogan and Grealish on top of each other, literally standing 2 yards apart from each other. They get in each other's way. Now, with Ake playing left-back now, because Cancelo's not there, Ake doesn't really get forward. So that means that gives a little bit more space to Jack Grealish. Gundogan is no longer going over to the left as much, getting in his way. I think Grealish is getting a little bit more space to operate in. He links up well with Haaland. We know Haaland and Jack Grealish, seemingly are good mates, and they link up well on the football pitch. They both got each other's backs. Yeah, I think he's playing well. Look, I would personally like this, yeah. I would personally like Jack Grealish to get more goals and assists. And I think everyone in this chat would agree with that, and I think he would agree with that. I think he does need to be getting more numbers. I think he does need to improve his stats. However, sometimes stats are, not always the main thing. Sometimes it's about what else, the other stuff that you brings to the team, and he does bring other stuff to the team. He's able to keep the ball, retain possession high up the pitch. But yeah, if he can add a few more goals, a few more assists. And I was speaking to Freddie in the car on the way home yesterday. I don't think he needs to be adding loads of goals. Let's have a look at the stats. Let's have a look at his stats right now. Grealish. Come off that because I'm still going to need that. Grealish, transfer marks. Here we go. Right, stats this season. Let's have a look what he's on. Jack Grealish. Right, okay, he's played 33 games, scored 3 goals and 6 assists. Okay, so I personally think Jack Grealish should be aiming for somewhere around the 10 to 15 mark of goals. I do. I think that's reasonable. Yeah, he's getting a goal every 10 games, right? Now, obviously, if you break it down by actual minutes played, it's probably not as bad, but I think he needs to be aiming for around 10 goals minimum a season. And assists, I'd like him to be up and around 15, right? So he's currently on 6. And I think we worked out the other day, if we get to the FA Cup final and get to the Champions League final, there's still another 21 games left. So I don't think that's too much of an ask. I really don't. If we look at Foden's numbers, for example, let's have a look at where Foden's at. I know he's obviously slamming it this season with the numbers. He's on 13 goals, 5 assists. And if you look at Mahrez, he's probably our most prolific winger in terms of numbers. He's currently on 12 goals, 6 assists. So I don't think those numbers are anything like pie in the sky. No, I mean, I think they're quite low, actually. If you look at our wingers, if you look at Sterling, Sane, they were all getting way more numbers than what I'm asking for Jack Grealish here. But I recognise Jack Grealish's game isn't necessarily to get up goals and get assists. He's got other things that he brings that them players don't. But yeah, I think 10 goals, 10 to 15 assists a season. And I think we'll be happy. I think everyone will be happy. So I do think his numbers... I know you say City fan, I know you say that isn't Jack. And I get what you're saying. However, he's playing in the best team in the world. with the best manager in the world, and I think that he does need to be getting more numbers. That's my opinion. I think 3 goals all season in 2,200 minutes is not good enough. That's my own opinion. I'm not saying I get what else he brings. I'm just saying I think he needs to be bringing more to the table. And I think he will. I think he will. I think he can get 10 goals a season. I think he can get 10 to 15 assists a season. So I think once he starts adding that to his game, I think we've got a very, very special player. Match rating then for Jack Grealish. He played well. I think he played well. I'm going to give him an 8.3. 8.3. I think that's a good score. 8.3 is a high score. So I'm going to give him an 8.3. The Xtra Club give him 7.6. And I'm seeing anywhere from 7s to 9s. I'm seeing a few 9s. Michael Panton with a 9. Osmodius with a 9.5. Jeez. Well, there we go. There we go. Jack Grealish, yeah, another good performance. Long may it continue because he's playing well. He's playing well. Like I say, if he can just add a few goals to his game, I think we'll all be very happy. Right, let's continue and let's speak about, in my opinion, man of the match yesterday. Phil Walter Foden played yesterday, guys. Played 90 minutes, got 1 goal. 96% pass accuracy. Only missed 1 pass in the whole match out of 24. 1 key pass, 2 crosses, both unsuccessful. 1 long ball was successful. 2 shots on target. I actually think he should have scored the other one as well. I think if you look back at the replay, I think he should score. I think he doesn't really connect with the ball well in the terms of, like, he don't really get too much power on it. I think in that position, I think he should have actually scored that. And I think he'd probably agree. 1 shot blocked, 6 dribble attempts, 5 successful, 10 ground duels, won 6 of them, 1 aerial duel, which he won as well. Lost possession just 6 times in the match. Made 2 clearances there as well. I thought he was absolutely brilliant. I do. The skills were there, the pace was there, the dribbling was there. The shots were good. You know, he scored 1, which took the deflection, but it was a brilliant run. And then the other one, he probably should have done a little bit better. Defensively helped out, made a few clearances. Thought it was great. And yeah, ALX, you're right. Foden was electric. He was decent, mate. I thought it was absolutely superb. In my opinion, man of the match. Man of the match. I think Diaz is not too far behind, but I'm going to give him man of the match. And the rating. Player rating, wow. I'm going to give him a high score. It's going to be in the 9s. I can tell you that now. I think he's going to be in the 9s. I'm going to give him a 9 point... I'm going to give him a 9.3. I'm going to give him 9.3. The Xtra Club have given him a 9.5, and most of you guys are in the 9s. I have seen a few people in the 8s, which I think is low, man. I think he played really, really well. I think I have to give him in the 9s. Alec Johnson gives him a 10 in the chat there. Yeah, I thought he was brilliant. And this is what, I think, is this his 4th game now in a row that he's played well? I think it's 4 in a row now that he's played well. So this is really good. It's looking like he is back. Because I think, like I said, I think I said it in the watch-along or in one of the previews, if Phil Foden played yesterday and played poorly again, you then look at it and go, oh, it was only 3 games. You know what I mean? He's back to being slow and not really doing anything. 4 in a row now. I think we can well and truly say Phil Foden is back. And yeah, long may it continue because he's a brilliant player. And something that I mentioned, right? If you can keep Ederson in good form, Ruben Diaz, Rodri, Phil Foden, Erling Haaland, and you can add Kevin De Bruyne, if he gets his form back, we will win the league. That's my honest opinion. If these guys, if you can keep that spine in form, we will win the league. Because it's difficult to see who stops us winning games when them players play well. If your goalkeeper's playing well, your centre-back's playing well, your CDM, your Cam, and Erling Haaland are all playing well, and then you add Phil Foden's magic and he's playing well, then we will win the league in my view, if those players play well and play well consistently. Now, Ederson has been like, you know, big debate on him. So can he find some form? I thought he played well yesterday. I give him a good score. I think he played well. If he can continue that, and Diaz can continue this monumental sort of performances that he's been putting in. Rodri's had a little bit of an up and down season since the World Cup, in my honest opinion. Some City fans don't agree with that, but I do actually think he's had some poor matches since the World Cup. But of late, he has been pretty good. If he can continue to play well, we're chilling. Haaland just needs to be putting the ball in the back of the net, which when we give him the chances, more often than not, he does. If you can get Kevin De Bruyne firing, I kind of feel like he's now like the missing part of this spine. We've got everything that we need. We've got everything that we need. If we can get Kevin De Bruyne firing, I think we'll go on and win the league. I think we'll beat Arsenal. And I think Arsenal will drop points in this running. I do. I don't see Arsenal winning every game now to the end of the season. Nah, don't see it. I think they'll drop points. And I think we can now go on a run. 7 matches unbeaten. We've got super tricky matches coming up. But we're ready for it. Are you ready for the fight? I'm ready for it now. You know what I mean? A couple of weeks ago, I wasn't ready for it. I wasn't ready. I was ready to tap out. You know what I mean? I was ready to tag my partner in. Now I'm ready for it. I feel like the team's ready for it. And as I said this on the watch along. I almost feel at times that this team kind of likes being in this position. I kind of think it thrives on being in this position. You know what I mean? I kind of feel like the team almost loves being a couple of points behind. They like being the hunters. Because they know that they're the best team in the league. Everybody knows this City squad and this City team is the best team in the league. And I think the players know that as well. So I think when they get behind in this sort of position, I almost think they kind of like it. Because they're like, yo, we're the best team in the league. What we're doing, we need to fix up, man. We need to go out there and put some performances and reclaim these points and get this. I think they kind of like it. I think sometimes when they're at the top of the league, 5-10 points clear, they're kind of like, oh, kind of boring. You know what I mean? We know that we're the best team. And you know, I do think they enjoy it. So, yeah, if we can get Kevin De Bruyne firing, boom, I think we're ready to go. We've done Phil Foden. Let's move on to the last player then of the starting 11. Erling Haaland yesterday played 90 minutes in the game, 1 assist. Yeah, got the assist. For 2 shots off target. I do actually think he should have scored the header. I do. think it's a poor miss, in my opinion. 19 passes, misplaced 3. That's an 84% pass accuracy. 1 key pass, 2 crosses unsuccessful. 6 ground duels, 1 successful, 2 aerial duels, 1 successful, lost possession 9 times, and got dribble past once. Yeah, you know what? I thought he played well yesterday. I do. I think that in these last couple of weeks, he's not really been scoring too many goals. That's 2 goals in the last 6 Premier League matches, I think it is now for Erling Haaland. So his goals have dropped. But I actually think he's playing a little bit better. He's playing better for the team. I think the team is working more well with him. I think he's a bit like Ake. I think his ball control has improved as well. I think he's playing really well. I think he's helping the team out a lot. The only thing that haven't come is goals. Should have scored against Notts Forest, in my opinion. I mean, not my opinion. You all agree. He should have scored against Notts Forest. It's 2 poor misses, really. I think he should score that header yesterday. I do. I think he should score. I think top header. I think Lewandowski scores that. I think Benzema scores that. I think Erling Haaland should have scored that. And I think, again, he will agree with that. We know that heading's probably the weakest part of his game. Should have scored it yesterday. But he's played well. Did really well at the end. Him and Grealish to keep the ball in the corner flag and just run that clock down for the final few minutes. Did really, really well. I liked his defence of Grealish when Dan Burn was giving him a load of stick. And I thought it was pretty cool. And yeah, played well. I think he played well. Match rating. Should have scored the goal. Should have scored. Played well though apart from that. I'm going to give him a 7.7. I'm going to put him on that sort of Gundogan, Akanji level. I've just played well. Didn't do anything mint, didn't do anything bad. Played well. 7.7. Right, let's talk about Bernardo Silva, who we don't normally do subs, but he did actually play a few minutes. He played 25 minutes in the game and got the goal. Now, I think I've been proven correct on this. Because I said in the week, right, on a stream, that I actually think that Bernardo Silva is suffering because of the style of play that we're currently playing. And I fully agree with that. And what did I say? I said, Bernardo Silva thrives in big games where the game's opened up. Yesterday, come on, 25 minutes to go, the game was open, and he put his best performance in a City shirt for a number of weeks. Sorry, I'm going to blow my own trumpet here. I think I'm 100%, no one can tell me that I'm wrong, and I believe him, because I think I'm right on this. I think the way we've been playing, this pause of football, I think you lose a lot of what Bernardo Silva gives you. Because it's pause or it's slow. Bernardo Silva gives you energy. It gives you, but if you're playing pause of football, then you don't get that. I think I'm 100% right. I said he thrives in big games where the games open up. Game was open when he come on. I think he played really, really well. And in my opinion, that was his best performance in a Manchester City shirt in a long, long time. Got a goal. And, you know, this is what happens, guys. You buy a ticket and sometimes you will win the raffle. That's the old saying, yeah? That is true. He just had a shot. He didn't look where it was going. He just had a shot, hit a goal, just like he did against Forest. And what do you know? Ball in the back of the net. Sometimes this team, a bit like Arsenal back in the day, are guilty of overplaying the ball. And I think sometimes we are guilty of that. He, yesterday, just like he did against Forest, thought, fuck this, I'm going to have a shot. And boom, what do you know? It's in the back of the net. So, yeah, played well. I think Bernardo Silva does thrive in these big games. And, yeah, you know, games where you just... the opposition is camped out on the edge of the penalty area. I just don't think he gives you much, you know. I really don't. And some people disagree with me on this, but honestly, I don't see Bernardo Silva playing many balls in behind the defence. I don't see him doing the David Silva passes. Don't see him doing the Kevin De Bruyne passes. Some people think he does do that, and that's fine. I guess it's opinions. I just don't see it ever. But in the big games, the big games, where the game's going to open up, like Champions League matches. Like, for example, Leipzig next week, I think I have to find a way of getting him on my team. I do, because the game will be open. Massive game. You got to try and get him in there. I'm going to give him a high rating. I know he only played 25 minutes, but I'm going to give him an 8.2. Can't give him too high, because he did only play 25 minutes. But he come on, made a difference, give us that energy that we need, got the goal, and, yeah, played well. But yeah, in games where the opposition camps on the edge of the box, I just don't think he gives you too much, for me, my own opinion. Right, let's have a look. Someone said City Xtra just tweeted something. Oh, okay. 65 million euros is the fee that Manchester City want for Bernardo Silva. What's that? How much money is that in real money these days? Euros, 65 to pounds. That's 57 million quid. Okay, I think we'll accept 70. I think we'll accept 50 million quid. I do. I think it gets 50 million quid, boom. I think that's what we accept. But yeah, good rating for Bernardo Silva for me. Can't give him too high because he only played 25 minutes, but there we go. Pep Guardiola. I think I've got to give him a high rating. Played a good back four. Let me have a look at the team again, what he played. Line up. Played a good back four, solid back four. I like it. I think I've got to give him a high rating, you know. 9. Yeah, a couple of people throwing in 9 straight away. I think we'll get Pep Guardiola on a 9. I think he did well. I think he made the correct substitution. I think Bernardo Silva was the correct sub. I predicted it. I said I said it on the watch long. You should get Bernardo Silva on for Kevin De Bruyne. That's what he did, and it worked. I think that was the good thing to do. Starting 11 was good. It was only 2-0. And I don't think Pep Guardiola really wanted to... I don't think he really wanted to make too many subs to disrupt the flow of the game. We know he doesn't really like that, so I understand why he didn't make any more subs. But yeah, I think we'll give him a 9. I think it was good. Referee. What do we think about the referee yesterday? Was he good? Made a poor call on Jack Grealish. Jack Grealish on the edge of the box. I think it was a free kick, not a penalty, but it would have been good to see a little VAR check on that one to see if it was a penalty, but it was a clear foul on Jack Grealish that he didn't give. Other than that, I actually think he was all right, that referee, Simon Hooper. We've actually never lost a match under Simon Hooper this season. I don't know if we've lost ever. I think he was all right. Cosmic Baggy said rubbish ref. Was he? Was he rubbish? I thought he was all right. As C1 said, I thought he was fairly good. No obvious errors. I don't know, man. We've got to give credit where credit's due, you know. Nah, shocking. They should have had several bookings. I mean, to be fair, they had 4 bookings. It's not like he didn't book them. He did book 4 of their players. I don't know. Okay, maybe he could have made a few more bookings. Other than that, I think he refereed the game well. And like I said, I always try and give credit to referee. I was a referee myself. Refereed 3 years. You know, I know it's difficult. I know it's a difficult job. And I've slated them a lot this year, rightly so, because I think they've been shockingly bad. I think it's the worst refereeing performances we've seen ever since I've been watching football this season. But you've got to give credit where credit's due, otherwise you've got an agenda. I've not got an agenda, I'm just telling you the truth. But yeah, I thought he played all right. I did. I thought he played okay. So I'm giving him a high rating. I'm giving him a 7. I do think he got the Grealish one massively wrong. The guy didn't get the ball, and therefore it's either a dive or it's a foul, and he didn't give it. So that was a bit weird. But yeah, I think he did okay. And yeah, got to give credit where credit's due. So I'm going to give him a 7. There you go. Right, anything else to go through? No, I think that's pretty much it. We're buzzing. That's where we go. Okay, 7 matches unbeaten. I'm loving this. I'm loving this little bit of a run that we're on. It's nice to see. It's nice to see. Right, cool. No watch along today for the Liverpool game because it's meaningless for us really. Watch alongs this week. No City match in the week, of course, but we will be doing watch alongs on Tuesday and Wednesday. So make sure you become an Xtra Club member. Help support the channel grow. We super appreciate every single one of you. That's probably the most important thing that you can do if you can afford it to become a channel member. It really helps support the channel. The link is in the description. What have we got then? Let's have a look what we got on Tuesday. I forgot the scheduling. So we got Tuesday, we got the Chelsea versus Dortmund game. Very nicely poised that. Chelsea 1-0 down. They did win at the weekend, so they need to win that, otherwise they're out of the competition. And then Wednesday, we got PSG versus Bayern Munich. However, we'll be watching that one, of course, but we'll also have the Tottenham and AC Milan game on the side, because they're also 1-0 down at Tottenham Hotspur as well, so that'll be interesting. So we'll probably watch both of them that day. Probably won't do a watch along for the Europa League because there's nothing there that really stands out. Arsenal playing obviously on Thursday, and then they play on Sunday, which is going to be interesting. So again, City have the chance on Saturday to close the gap back to 2 points. We play Crystal Palace after a week off, 5:30 kickoff, and then Arsenal go away to Fulham on Sunday, having played an away match on Thursday in Portugal. So they'll only have 2 days of recovery. So that's going to be an interesting weekend. Let's hope that Sporting Lisbon can do something to make them a bit tired. I know he probably changed the squad a little bit, and then obviously Fulham are a decent side. How are they doing at the moment, Fulham, form wise? Unbeaten in the last 4, Fulham. I think they play tomorrow actually, don't they? They play on Monday. Do they play on Monday? 6? Yeah, they play Brentford away, but they've still got a week off to rest, and they're unbeaten. So yeah, hopefully Fulham can give him a game, and let's see what happens next weekend. Buzzing. Okay, hopefully you guys have enjoyed the stream. If you have, make sure you drop a like on it. We'll be back later on with another stream, probably tonight. Maybe do like a little transfer update or something like that, or maybe like a little bit of a chat about the Premier League, where we're at. But yeah, make sure you are subscribed, hit that notification bell, guys. And yeah, guys, I'll see you in the next one. See you later.